You all.
Very excited. We are into game number 2 here as Heroic and Spirit going head to head. Heroic manages to take game 1, so they're looking very strong here. And again, I like their draft going into game 2. That being said, I think there is still a lot of potential from the Spirit draft, and we'll see what happens in the lanes. Viper, not known as a incredibly high scaling hero if he gets off to a bad start, so his early game definitely going to be dependent, or his late game dependent very much on his early and mid game.
Yeah, that's why I'm very interested to see how Spirit deals with the Viper lane. I think if they get a decent start, it's kind of the same thing as last game, which we didn't quite see. It's like Slardar plus Snapfire is a strong combination, but we didn't really see it connect last game. So maybe they learned from it. They're like, yeah, we played it once, we misplayed it, we talked about why we did it wrong, we're gonna do it right this time. Dude, maybe you're gonna get first blooded by this wraparound.
I mean, they know Ramirez exactly. Analog's gonna go in, cut the trees, get some good damage out to burst him down. Okay, that's one way to do it. That bonus pure damage will make quick work of any hero.
And they ping the cliff too. They think that's where the ward is, but it's actually behind the tower.
Yeah, this is what I feel like more than any other team that we've ever watched. Heroic is always this late smoke team. Like, teams a lot of times smoke out to get their wards, but Heroic is like, we'll hold it, wait until there's about 20 seconds left before the horn, and then we're gonna smoke, and it nets them a lot of kills pretty often.
Yeah, the saving grace for Spirit there is that KJ got the last hit.
Yes.
And Grimstroke's not the best hero to make use of a sudden influx of money, but still, that is the first blood, which makes the bottom lane stronger.
It does indeed. We'll see how much of an effect that has. In the mid lane, it is going to be the Pango here versus the Timbersaw, and I think, again, I feel like Timbersaw is perfectly fine in that matchup. I don't think he's going to struggle much at all. KJ is in really far here. He's going to take a beating from Collapse, but he'll be okay. Collapse actually very low on mana. Hits him with the stun. Blood Grenade is out as well. Oh, I actually didn't hit him with stun. Never mind. Just that Stroke of Fate. But
yeah, broke vision in the trees just in time. Chaos Knight was about to throw that stun. Close.
He's thinking about it. I don't think it's... Oh, he gets the high damage roll. No way. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what's the damage gonna be, baby? That is probably almost max damage. That is wild.
Simply have good RNG. That's something we've talked about in the past. You just need good RNG.
Dude, that is nuts. 150 damage. Well, I mean, really well played. That being said, it's honestly not the worst thing for Spirit's lane, because Collapse is back into the lane with max HP, max mana. And, side of Heroic, a little bit low on resources now, right?
Yeah, but... Man, the thing with Chaos Knight, he's already back to half, right? The heal on the Chaos Strike, which did get slightly buffed in the, I was going to say recent patch. I guess it's been a month now. 7.35D. Yeah, it does heal you up if you're allowed to just hit creeps for just a little bit. I mean, he's pretty healthy already.
I feel like that spell has been buffed and nerfed just back and forth so many times, because they're like, it's broken. And they're like, he needs some help. And they're like, oh, well, now he's broken again. And they're like, well, he needs some more help again. So it's like, they have just constantly reworked like the healing percentage and damage percentages on this ability. I do want to point something out, and it is the massacre that is happening in the mid lane. 16-4 to the 9-0. Analog is just completely zoning out Laurel.
Now, Whirling Death making you lose stats.
Very good against
particularly painful versus Universal Heroes. Yeah. So you can get a lot of denies, things like that. Look how many creeps there are here. He has more last hits, and there's like a triple wave coming in.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was how that like lined up, but I mean, he's got plenty of sustain now on the Timbersaw. But top lane, it's been a little bit quiet. Like, Luna's farming perfectly fine. It is the level 3 of that Viper, of course, that you're kind of playing for. which he does have. But Luna doesn't seem really all that bothered, and Enchantress has managed to keep them at bay. So yeah, lane going very well there for Spirit as they're rotating mid for this 4 minutes. And he's gonna try and
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
yeah, so it looks like he's gonna grab a creep as well. So secure this for his Pangolier, who very desperately needs some extra regen. Schofield take away the bounty rune in the process.
Fortunately, Luna is a hero who can jungle pretty early, which I think we might see her do. Although maybe Divine Llama's a little far up. Oh, Schofield's reconnected though.
Yeah, he's gonna need some help here. A lot of damage. Blood Grenade is out. Tosses the Luna towards the tower just to maybe get some chip damage in, but nah, that is the threat of that Enchantress, man. She just does work with this Warpine Raider. Dude, this thing is so tanky.
The Warpines are really tanky.
It's all those extra scales, you know?
And then you get nut shotted. What can you do?
I mean, not much, I'll be honest. not a fan of that.
It's what it does. Look, she's got another one too.
Oh,
He's back.
dude, it's so menacing too.
He's gonna, I think he'll wait. He has another Blood Grenade. That's kind of like the thing Enchantress does. You hit level 3, you get a hard creep, you wait for the enchant cooldown, and then you have the double slow of Blood Grenade, enchant, throw the creep, attack, your carry attacks. We saw it got them the kill on Viper, and you can probably do it again coming up here. Maybe chip him a little bit more, but... Or maybe Schofield. He's at half health.
Yeah, they're looking for Schofield. And he's like, all right, send in the creep. And there we go. Once again, tries to toss it away. No mana for an Avalanche. Does have a Mango to pop if he wants, but just the damage, dude. This creep almost gets the kill.
Poshka's at 5 stacks now.
Yeah, he's gonna have to heal
He's
all that
got
off.
Nature's Intendants. He didn't commit the Blood Grenade. He was trying to get it without it.
I don't know if it... Did he have it in time? He might have,
Yeah, he picked it up.
Okay.
But maybe he's saving it for this.
He's like, I'm gonna get Divine Llama this time. No, it's yeah, Enchantress, just a super dominant hero. I mean, mid lane is not looking super hot for them. Bottom lane, Chaos
Bottom
Knight
lane.
falling very low, and they get the kill. TP in from Schofield. Does have an Avalanche. Will connect. Blood Grenade is out. They want to find the kill onto Mira, but they will not find it. And Schofield, he TP'd in with very low HP. He did not full regen in the fountain, and they just turn it around and slap him down. And now Divine Llama might be dead top lane. Oh, dude, this is a terrible series of events for them. K1 comes up here. This is rough. Analog even coming here as well, trying to find an opening, maybe onto Miposhka's Enchantress, but no points here in the Timber Chain. Wow, Spirit just dragging them around the map.
Lara's so thankful for some space.
Dude,
Please take
Yatoro's
Timber
gonna
away
get
from
the
my
rune.
lane. Ooh, that's a good steal.
That is massive.
For the event.
Does Tiny even see? Oh, Tiny doesn't even
not
catch a glimpse
see
of
him.
him.
Wow. So not only do they get these kills, they force these extra rotations, but they also take away the enemy Wisdom Rune. I guess you lose Collapse in the bottom side. Is they've gone ahead and lane swapped now, so they're tired of putting... And this is what I was worried about, the CK into the Slardar lane. I don't feel like it's actually that great because he's not a super high armor hero, but they're going to go and bring some heroes top.
But
Rolling Thunder coming through. Miposhka here as well. Instead, he's going to turn his attention onto Schofield, and yeah, 0 armor against all of this. Very easy kill.
he's got the troll creeps too. They can take this tower, or they can at least do a lot of damage. Laurel's already left though. Just take off like a third of the tower for funsies. Mira getting pretty low here. Viper chasing.
That's 4 stacks. 5th stack,
One
I'm sure in
more.
a moment. Viper Strike out onto the Slardar, which that's exactly what he needs. That's a haste rune on Analog. He's gonna get himself double kill here. That is about as good as you could ask for.
Looks like they might take a tower first now.
Yeah, I mean, they've got I mean, you don't have great tower pushers.
It's a little slow, yeah. But no one wants to come defend.
Oh, Maposhka getting quite low, but barely surviving. And now Laurel, with the help of Vitor, going to turn around here onto K1. Tries to pop the stick. Does have a stun in a few seconds. They might try and dive the tower. They're going to TP in here on Schofield just to put a stop to the chase. Okay. Well played. Heroic's still looking quite good just because of how dominant the mid lane has been for them. Like, this Timbersaw is 1,500 gold in front of this Pangolier, and he's got a ton of stacks to clear. He's going to grab a super early blink timing. This is going to be like a 12-minute blink, dude. Maybe quicker than that.
My one concern, I think this build is overall fine, but he has to be very careful not to be roll killed into Snapfire ult, because
that is true.
This is a fragile build. It lets you do the most damage because you can just jump wherever you want. But if they get the roll into the Snapfire ult, it is definitely enough damage to kill a Timbersaw. And I think if it happens, like, even just once, I think it's a massive recovery for Team Spirit.
Yeah. As a hero that needs that snowball effect. And we see a lot of time, like Timbersaw, when he's traditionally played in the off lane, it's always very funny because what you end up seeing is like Timbersaws get really aggressive and then they push a little bit too close to the tier 2 and just dive with like a 2k gold advantage or something. And then it feeds all of that momentum away. Same thing can happen on the mid lane when you are as farmed as he is, but we'll see. Divine Llama now level 7 on this Viper, and Slardar are no longer having fun in this off lane, but they're going to TP in here on the Pangolier. That is an Arcane Rune. He's trying to just dodge this one out. He is getting that for now, but Viper Strike onto the Slardar. He wants the kill. Is it going to be enough? It is. Okay, so finds the trade, gets the Rolling Thunder. A little bit of a win for... I mean, I don't know if it's even a win for Spirit, is it?
I think it is.
Slightly?
Considering the start Laurel had, getting involved and then he kills pretty good. Ooh.
That's the blink reveal from Analog, and they get Laurel here. He's going to try and swashbuckle away, but the Timber Chain's done it. Okay, now it's definitely not a win.
Definitely.
I said a 12-minute blink. Turns out 10.5-minute blink. That's very scary.
Yeah, and with that kill, he's already like a third of the way to his Kaya. So
yeah,
you definitely have some Timbersaw problems, and you need to try to get that kill with the Snapfire ult on him, but it's just so hard. You really need to chain stun him, otherwise he'll Timber Chain away, and pretty much none of the other Mortimer's kisses will connect. They do have it though, with the sick Immortal cosmetics too.
Which ones?
On the Snapfire, she's got the snail skin and like the ice kisses.
Oh yeah,
Cosmetic
I have
buff.
Yeah, I have the snail kit. I like that one a lot. He also has like the rare one from like the Dire Tide chest. He's got all sorts. He is decked out on the Snapfire. Let's be real. Bottom lane, Divine Llama trying to clear up these camps, holding his Viper Strike, knowing that if he throws it on Maposhka, Collapse will just run at him. And that's honestly one of these interesting things that I hadn't considered about playing Viper into Slardar. Because in my eyes, like traditionally, it's like, yeah, Slardar, if he gets on top of you, is a disaster. But now with Viper Strike having the break, he can't bash you. He loses so much damage.
Radiant are scanning.
Oh, Mortimer Kiss is coming through. Great wraparound from that Centaur creep. Getting the stun. They get themselves a very nice kill. Analog and a chase here onto the backside. Managed to take down one. I mean, that's a great trade here for Spirit, as he almost finishes off the tower as well. Maposhka doing some work on the Enchantress this game.
They end up denying it, but considering how strong Timber is, I feel like the fact that they managed to kind of like rat a tower, just constantly throwing Enchantress creeps at it, is pretty good for them. I'm gonna rotate top here. Laurel's coming. I see him. Oh, he just used his Q2.
Oh, this is really nice if they get him. There's the jump in, the Inkswell, the silence. Dude, Grimstroke is so it's not even just, you know, the Soulbind that causes problems for Pangolier. It's the entire kit. It's one of the reasons we see a lot of teams, specifically from South America, pick up this Grimstroke, into Pangoliers.
It's as if you didn't shut him down enough with the Timber Saw.
Yeah.
One more time with the Grimstroke.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We'll be able to grab the mid tower. So momentum going the way of Heroic, but it is a lot of farm being picked up on the Luna. We've seen Yatoro already. He's farming quite well, clearing some ancient stacks. And I think with him, if he manages to stay ahead of the CK, if he gets like a full item ahead of CK, it's looking like he could definitely like tank through some of this damage and turn some of these fights. But K1 is also really farmed.
Yeah, and looks like he's going for the Orchid. So there's a lot of damage going to be coming out from that. That could be a good timing. Let me see what's Timber got. It's got an amplified damage rune and 1,000 gold saved up. Curious what he's going to build, because this does seem like an earlier game like oriented draft. And they've certainly got a pretty good start around the Timber, though only a 1k lead in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
So it's not
the Viper
super
struggling.
comfortable. Mm-hmm.
His lane did not go as they planned. Like, he was off to a really bad start in the lane. And I think he recovered a little bit when they did the lane swap, but he's still got a long way to come. And they do have the Blink Dagger coming out now in Schofield. So 15 minutes for your support Tiny is actually pretty dang good. If they can maybe bait here on the Viper in the bottom lane. They do have a ward. It will scout. Gets a nice 2-hero crush. Cage is going to survive. Great soulbind onto the two best heroes. The double Viper strike comes in. The blink from Schofield. The avalanche follow-up, and they turn it around. Two fantastic kills. If you don't kill the Grimstroke right away, it's a disaster.
So we see there why the Grimstroke is so good, and I do think you needed it. Like, you want another melee initiator, or like some kind of initiator, which tends to be a melee hero from the off lane. But the problem is when you go into initiate and then you want the roll to follow up, you're together with the soulbind, which he actually hadn't rolled yet. So they tried to run away, but I mean, you still can't, right? So, man, it's just a struggle. Divide Llama now just going to TP out in the middle of the Mortimer's Kisses. And you need to get as many kills off of that ultimate right now in this early game.
They're going to play again for another kill here. Like, Schofield's just waiting for his team to get close enough. He's got the avalanche. Okay, never mind. He doesn't need his team. Oh, man. This Enchantress not quite tanky enough yet. I mean, does she have any HP items that she's purchased? No, she's going straight Dragonlance and ended up picking up the Agi item first. Yeah, so that makes sense. I was a little bit surprised. Really good read from Schofield there.
Roll committed top. These are all just illusions, though. Oh, I'll get stuck in the corner, too.
All right, they're going to scout with these illusions. I mean, they know a lot of info here, and Schofield's going to use this as he can. Avalanche, the toss, the follow-up is just way too much. This
they know there's no roll.
How do you deal with this guy right now? He almost has a full... He's like... What, 3/4 of the way to a Shiva's Guard? He just said, screw the Sange components. I'm going all damage. He's got the Blink Kaya, the Veiled now completed, and almost a Shiva's. He is going to be ridiculously strong.
Dire's middle tower is under
I mean, his strength gain is pretty good, 3.5. And just, they never got him with the Mortimer Kisses combo. All of that. So he's reached the point where he's just naturally tanky enough that he doesn't feel the need to buy more. He can just go damage, and they are still going to struggle to kill him. I think it's still possible, but you need like 3 heroes. The Slardar and the Pango chain stunning into the Mortimer's Kiss into like
Eclipse,
Enchantress, Impetus, yeah, and Eclipse. Like, you need everyone throwing everything at this Timber.
The problem is like, yes, you might get that kill, but if it's not like a full fight and then you win the fight, you're losing so much of your map, right? Because all of these heroes would have to like smoke out, find the Timber, and best case scenario, you get the kill and you get out losing nothing, but then you're not farming anywhere else, right?
Mm-hmm. And Heroic's not giving them that chance anyways, right? Like,
Yeah.
We were talking
They're
the
always with
classic classic Timber mistake is like, oh, I'm so big, guys, you know, and you're just off on your own, you die. But they followed him. At least one of the supports is always near him, and currently they're just like, yeah, just two of us follow him now. Like, I'll stun for
both
you,
there.
I'll
Yeah.
inkswell you, just do whatever, and you go kill anyone you want. All right, but don't leave us behind. Your Timber changed too fast. I'm a slow hero. I'm not as rich. Hang on, wait, slow down.
I mean, they know this is coming, right? They have a really good ward here seeing a bunch of these TPs. And yeah, they end up backing away on the Timber Saw, as well as the supports here, not wanting to give them that fight like you're talking about.
Radiant's middle tower
I mean,
is under
this
attack.
smoke from Spirit's really good if it connects.
Radiant's structures are fortified.
Worst case scenario, looks like they might just get the mid lane tower for them, but this is playing around that nighttime bonus vision from the Luna,
Is under attack.
trying to get a fight before it switches over to daytime. Looks like
They were
they
backing out though, so
grab
they're
the
not going to
tower,
find
they back
anything.
away.
These are some strange wards on the in front of like the Dire tier 2, not the most common wards to place, but because of that, they don't expect it. Smoke gets found out, or the teleports, like a mix. And yeah, again, they don't find anything. I feel like that's the story of game 1, now game 2. You have the tools for these early aggression plays, but just it's not quite connecting.
This is really
They're gonna
nice
steal a
plays.
Tormentor, though.
Yeah. Not only did they get the Wisdom Rune, but they get the Tormentor, and they scan, and they're like, uh-oh. Okay. Our
Quick,
Tormentor.
we gotta go get theirs.
Yeah, right? Like, that is actually really nice wins. Who got the shard? Was it the Enchantress?
Enchantress.
Okay. So, yeah, generally, like, very good wins there for the side of Spirit.
Fallen. Dire's bottom tower is
Heroic might be able to just steal.
Yeah, I think they're
Spirit's
looking to do the
Tormentors.
exact same thing. And the 21-minute
Yeah.
wisdom is what they want. They feel like they're way stronger, and I tend to agree with them with how absurd the analog is. But it's also K1 now. Like, he finished up a BKB. He will gladly fight if he needs to. All right, so we'll take the enemy Tormentor as well as the Wisdom Rune. So it ends up being a relatively even trade, other than the 14-minute Wisdom Rune that they, managed to grab their own Spirit. But who got that shard?
Tiny,
Tiny.
unfortunately.
Unlucky
Yeah, not the
for
best.
them. All right, they're just gonna go for Roche. So you're stacking your tier 2 tower here for Roshan. Not, that uncommon, but should be a nice little token here for K1 on this CK. Having the Aegis to play around, be able to hold the BKB will do wonders for him, as both teams are smoked up. It is surprisingly close in net worth.
Yeah, the supports are pretty rich, especially the Enchantress. She's been farming when they can't make plays.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, Enchantress is definitely a hero who can scale pretty well. She even has the Grove Bow, so maybe there's a
Jump
chance.
in.
Ooh,
They
especially
find
off of,
K1. That is great. Avalanche is out. Schofield will toss him on over. They need to bail out K1. He's got a BKB. He pops it immediately, but he can't actually just TP, of course, thanks to Collapse. He's going to try now, but no. Oh, the Armor Toggle!
Armor
So
Toggle?
close. Schofield on the bottom side will get caught as well. This is a massive win from Spirit.
Very good find.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Things were getting out of hand for them too, like off that Aegis with the item timings Heroic had.
Yeah.
If they were, which up to this point, they had been doing such a good job of grouping and not letting that kind of stuff happen and making so many reads. But I mean, you can't dodge everything, right? So Spirit eventually finds a fight. Yeah, looks like we're gonna get a quick replay. We kind of see on the minimap, like other people had retreated because they finished Roche, but just
or they TP'd,
yeah, they just didn't, either they didn't expect Spirit to come in like this, or maybe there's some miscommunication, thought they had more time. Nice Armor Toggles to almost get out. That would have been really cool, but that was BKB, the first BKB, Aegis, and 2 kills for Spirit.
Yeah, that is fantastic. I mean, now with their first real gold lead of the game, right? Like, they have been playing on the back foot, not by a lot, mind you, but definitely at a disadvantage. And we're seeing Luna. She has now taken that top net worth position. It's always kind of that inevitable thing, right? As Luna continues to farm, she will pull away. And we'll see, obviously, what Heroic can do here. I think they are still very strong in a straight-up team fight because of this Timber Saw.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
But
attack.
Spirit not giving them that at all. And they're just going to try and farm their way to their next set of items. Mira's very close to Guardian Greaves. Which... oh, so close. Very nice read, though. Knowing there was a hero there.
Look at Maposhka. This is why he's so rich. Just hiding in the enemy jungle, farming. I mean,
Why
this is a
play
good call.
Chen?
What would he be
Play
doing?
Enchantress.
Anything? Yeah, what would he be doing anywhere else? Nothing really. So he's ready to teleport to go contribute. But in the meantime, he'll just steal farm from the enemy team. Look, he's even going to cut waves.
They know he's down here. They're like, all right, this guy's being really annoying. But
Amazing what you'll find.
he just TPs on out. Really well done.
Dire
Now, Chaos Knight does have a Shadow Blade now, and maybe if he can find a big kill, that could, even without the Aegis and all that, might still open up something to go take some towers. But I do feel we're really hitting that tipping point where Heroic felt pretty in control, but Spirit's getting there, and I feel like Luna is in a good spot to be able to deal with this Chaos Knight, especially with Aghanims coming out from Pango. Like,
Yeah.
you'll be able to clear out the illusions and seriously cut down CK's damage output.
I don't see this Viper contributing much as this game goes on is the thing. Like, he's got a Halberd, you know, being built, and he has a Pike now done. He is tanky. That is something that is good for him, but he needs a lot of items to have contribution, and I feel like it's just going to be a lot easier for a hero like Slardar to have impact. As we're going to see them jump onto Schofield here. He's trying to get on Albani's Cookie, finished off here by this Enchantress, as they want to try and chase in, but will be unable to. Analog is here. 4v5 though, not probably ideal.
This is a little bit of the weakness with that Viper pick. Oh, hold on that thought, actually.
Nice Yules, the buy him some space, the Cookie away, but can the Force Staff? They actually spend so much time chasing him and collapse. He's gonna get out.
Is he out?
He actually survives, and K1, the Shadow Blade's not gonna protect him. They get the Crows of Haze on him. You have lost 2 big kills. That was the BKB from both of your boys, and they just kited him out completely. Laurel held off on the backside, but it's just run away from Heroic at this point. Like, they can't actually find an opening. They just get shredded. 4 heroes dead. It wasn't even close.
If they kill Slardar faster, then maybe they don't overextend and get split up like that. But yeah, you see, because they end up chasing him so far, it means the backline's kind of exposed. Everyone's like scattered at this point, and yeah, I mean, they just go hero to hero at that point. Get the K1 kill.
We've seen all the best fights start with a good soulbind, right? And we see it here. They get their soulbind onto the Luna, but she still has BKB available. You've lost like your big damage dealer, right, in the CK. It's just, you're way too far behind at that point in the fight. As a massive win. Now a 7,000 gold advantage here for Spirit.
Radiant's tower is under attack.
Yeah, I feel like there actually needs to be a blink on this Grimstroke, because... So this is the point I was going to get to in that fight. The issue with Viper is that he's a lane counter, and if you win all 3 lanes, I mean, you can, you know, go from there. Dota's the easiest when that happens. But if you do not win all 3 lanes, you have to make plays around the map. And you don't have an initiating core at the start. Like, you have Viper Timber. They literally just walk at people in Timber Chain, and your supports are slow and they're poor, so they don't have blinks, things like that. And that's why I feel the Timber was super strong and they did find stuff. But if they had an actual initiator, they could have found even more. And now by the time they have some blinks, like on the Tiny, that window has kind of passed. So it's getting harder. I do think you need to start these fights with a good Soulbind though. So you can get like double Viper Strike, double CK stuns, all of that. And you can try to take the fight from there. Schofield gonna get killed in the meantime. Wow, gone so fast. The negative armor is so much.
They also just bottled and amplify damage on the Luna. So this might just be go time. Like Schofield tossback is still very scary, but they know that this CK is up here somewhere. He's been farming and they're gonna find K1. He's forced to BKB. He dodges it. Beautifully done from Collapse. Wait,
What?
he didn't have he has no attack speed.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
I can't believe did he just call the fact that he's like, he's not gonna bash him, he doesn't have it. Did he see him bash before? Well, Viper's gonna die.
Yeah, Viper dies from this one. We've seen the Rolling Thunder and Mortar Kisses before. He basically just was hoping for the best there. Like, I think he was expecting the stun to hit and then go for the you know, TP out off the stun. But the fact that he had 0 attacks on Bash of the Deep meant that he would have to attack too many times, and he does not have any attack speed. That is wild. That is so fortunate for K1.
From such an even game, suddenly it's 11k for Spirit.
Instant Tormentor again.
Who got it that time?
This one goes to Mira.
Snapfire?
Yeah.
That's a good shard. Pretty much all the
love their
shards on the side of
itemization.
Spirit are good.
Just so many different avenues for trying to keep these heroes alive from the burst, right? You have double Force Staffs, you have Guardian Greaves now.
Dire are scanning.
It is doing everything that they want. And Luna is now closing into that Satanic. Schofield trying to just cut some waves here. Will get caught. Yeah, he's like, I'll take the Lotuses maybe. And what other options do I have? Doesn't manage to get the third.
See what you are up against.
It's looking very good for Spirit now. Full control of the map. Roshan up in about 30 seconds here, which we know how quickly they can take it. And Collapse has a finished Aghanim Scepter coming out now on the Slardar. So if you thought it was hard to kill this guy before, he is going to be playing in the puddles with all of that bonus armor and status resistance.
Love playing in the puddles.
Just like when we were kids.
Comes indestructible just like kids. We're gonna get this tier 2 tower. It's gonna make Roshan safer to take. They'll go retreat. They're gonna find it there. Spirit's in a really good spot. I can't really see how Heroic does this outside of an insane Soulbind combo, but I think a big win, like, I think that's been missed. Like, I think the window was much sooner, especially around like Armlet Orchid on CK, and I think they need to get more done off of that. Part of it is like the Viper losing the lane, which is a good play from Spirit with the Enchantress finding kills. Like, don't forget the Roshan's banner, guys. Roshan's banner.
No, it's fine.
The banner.
They don't need it. It's just a crutch. It's just a crutch.
I want them to have it. I want them to find it. It just means they're out of position.
I mean, Viper's about to be 7th on net worth, so he will get passed by Snapfire at this pace. Like, unironically, like, this hero has absolutely nothing. He is a glorified ranged creep. Mid lane, looking for Yutoro. They go in, Avalanche toss, the Inkswell stun, the burst damage is not even enough. It's not even close. He gets the shard off the turnaround. They've lost the Grimstroke immediately onto the backside as they're continuing to just chase for more. Schofield will be next. Collapse with the stomp as well. Divine Llama. Yeah, this one looks pretty much over. You didn't even get through half of Yutoro's health pool there on that burst. You didn't have the CK, I guess, at the start of this, but I don't know how you can defend. You don't have a tossback from Tiny for 20 seconds here. You spent your BKBs. And they've got everything available on Spirit.
Yeah, they actually, it was only roll committed, which is relatively low cooldown. I think they will back up as hero starts to respawn and wait for that roll cooldown. Though actually, I don't, you may not even need to. Yatoro's pretty strong. It depends how safe they want to play it.
He'll see K1 here now. Tiny coming back. You got to play for a toss back. That's your best chance. The Avalanche comes out, but gets the Manta. Perfectly done. And Schofield now in a little bit of trouble. Yule's going to try and buy him a little bit of space to get out. Jump in from Collapse. He does get a nice Yule's to buy some space. And again, you can't find this Slardar at all. K1's BKB entirely wasted. Is Yatoro able to just chase him down, force him back into the fountain? The Mortimer Kiss is trying to finish the job. There's going to be an Avalanche. Toss back, collapse, pulled back in, but the status resistance, the armor, it will not be enough this time to keep him alive. They find themselves finally a kill, but it costs you a mid lane of barracks. And you've got to get more. Schofield blink up onto the high ground. Rolling Thunder coming through from Laurel, though. Maposhka, Hurricane bikes up to the high ground, give him some space, but KJ just gets destroyed. Soulbind holding two at bay onto the backside. Maposhka has his own BKB on this Enchantress, and they cannot kill him. And instead, Slardar's back with a vengeance, looking for K1 now. Laurel with the chase continuing, and on that one, 2 dead, no buybacks, and probably we'll see those Gs coming out soon here as they find Davai Lama. Spirit about to crack open the high ground for this bottom lane. Maybe they just go straight for the tier 4s, and it looks like they can. 2 minutes left on the Aegis, a butterfly available, and that is it. Spirit tie the series 1-1 over Heroic.
A little bit of a switch up from that first game where it felt Heroic had